Good morning, everybody. I have horrible lighting. I know. Uh, so basically, I use my husband's laptop to, make, record, edit my videos, and so it's he's moved it over to the window, so the lighting looks like I have a window over here, obviously, so the lighting's a little weird. I have a lamp over here as well, but obviously, freaking this eye looks like it's just shadows. Fun. Anyways, so I'm gonna work on getting some better lighting. That'll take some time though. Costs money. Let's go ahead and jump back into my health journey. So, where we left off was just my diagnosis of HS, and then we're at current day. So, let's talk about what I am currently doing, or currently trying to do. Um, so, we got to start back a little bit ago, I would say. See, it was before 2019, so early 2019. I was seeing a psychologist and a therapist, and my psychologist had put me on Zoloft for my anxiety and depression. And now it worked really great for me at first. I was a little worried because I took Lexapro as a child and I hallucinated. My mom says I was also an awful fucking child, but I don't 100% believe that just because of some other things she likes to exaggerate about. Um, but I believe that that's what she believes. I believe she believes I was a horrible fucking child. So, anyways. So, basically, I don't react well to antidepressants, and I found out the hard way because I started Zoloft, and at first it worked out great. Then I started to get really paranoid and suicidal. I didn't directly, though, attribute it to the Zoloft at first because I was also working. I signed an NDA, so I can't disclose it, but I was working for a government body in a sector that has to deal with very personal stuff. So I'm hearing people calling in every day, and just I'm having to hear very personal, very distressing things on a daily basis. So I had attributed what I was going through mentally to that, which, mind you, I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, but it wasn't just that. Because what happened is, after 8 months of working there, I cracked. I broke and I couldn't do it anymore. I became extremely suicidal. I had a mental health crisis and could not, I didn't work for a month. I took off for a month, and then I was like, when it was time to go back, I could not mentally bring myself to do so, so I resigned. So that was very tough. But I had contributed what was going on to me with that. And so when I talked to my psychiatrist, psychologist, not my psychiatrist. I don't have a psychiatrist. Maybe I need one though. Anyways, my psychologist, she upped my Zoloft and also prescribed me trazodone. Mind you, trazodone is fucking miracle drug. Just saying. We'll get into that later. I've been on it for quite a while. But anyways, so we upped the Zoloft because we thought, the suicidal tendencies, the anxiety, all that was stemming from that job. And so we upped the medication, and then things got worse. Not immediately, because, it does take a while for your body to be like, oh, we're on a higher dose now. But as I started to take the higher dose more, every single day and whatnot, it got worse. Like I would become suicidal over just the tiniest things. Like I would just lose my shit for no reason. It was bad. Like I just was not okay. And I know I'm laughing and that seems weird, but something you guys are going to find out a lot is that I smile and laugh when I'm nervous or upset. Like it just, I just cannot bring myself to hold a straight face because I'm so anxious that my auto response is to laugh about this shit. It's not funny, mind you. It's a serious matter. I just have really bad coping mechanisms. Really bad coping mechanisms. So I do apologize if you guys hear me laugh for any reason. It's not because I think it's funny. Promise to God, it's just because I am an anxious little fuck. Okay? Anyways. So we upped my Zoloft. Not by a ton, but we still upped it. And I just started to have more and more issues. It was harder for me to function. And finally, I was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't because, like, it wasn't even just mental symptoms. I was having a lot more fibro flare-ups. I'm having, like, seizure-like symptoms. I can't focus. The brain fog's really bad. I start disassociating. I start becoming dizzy, disoriented, just constantly all the time. 24/7. And also growing up I was never nauseous, but since I've started antidepressants and even though I've ended them, I get so fucking nauseous. Like to this day, even though I've stopped taking antidepressants, except for my trazodone, and I'll explain that in a minute, I get so fucking nauseous. And it's funny, it's not like now when I get nauseous, it's random. It's at random intervals. So it's not just like say when I take my trazodone. No, like I will get incredibly so nauseous just for no reason. Like certain food, like I will get nauseous from smelling certain things, and this is all new for me. But that's a different thing. We're getting that looked into. Anyways, so all of that, all those symptoms started to come out of nowhere for me. So I have been talking to my RA, and my RA is like, well, why don't we try an antidepressant that is more geared towards pain? And I'm like, okay, just can we do something? Because like at this point, I'm thinking I'm not contributing it too heavily to my Zoloft. I'm thinking my fibro's just really shitty. So my RA is like, okay, cool. We're going to try Cymbalta. And I'm like, all right, I'm on the train. Let's do it. Cymbalta worked for me for about 2 weeks. About 2 fucking weeks. As far as pain symptoms go. And after that, it really didn't do anything. And I still started, I was still having the symptoms that I had on Zoloft, and I had kind of figured out that some of those symptoms were contributed to the Zoloft. And because, like, for instance, I wound up having to go to the ER because I had a huge seizure-like episode in the middle of the break room at work. It was absolutely horrifying. And it was bad enough that I had to go to the ER. Because, see, I have a lot of tremor episodes, and so a lot of the times I just call my husband, have him pick me up, and we go home. I work from home now, so I don't have to worry about that. But at the time, we both worked at the same place in different departments. So that was good. So he could just easily come get me. But it was just horrifying. It was a horribly bad episode. I kept going in and out. So we went to the ER, they called 911 and I went to the ER. They did nothing. They did nothing. Like, they did some blood work and an EKG, neither of which I needed. And when they did the blood work, they told me everything was fine. And then they gave me the paper, and I looked at the paper later that day when I was more coherent. Oh my God, I was not fine. I was absolutely not fine. A lot of my levels were low. It was not okay. It was fucking not okay. They did nothing for me, did not help me, didn't run any relevant or good tests, and then fucking sent me home and gave me a bill. And you know what they told me it was? It's just a really, really bad flare-up. It's just a really bad flare. I'm sitting here having seizure-like symptoms, and I'm having heart palpitations. And you're going to tell me, yeah, you know what? It's just your fibro. It's just your fibromyalgia. And people wonder why I drink. Anyways, so, look. After that fiasco, I was like, fuck it. There's something going on. It's not just my fibro. Fuck it. And I had also suspected that I had serotonin sickness from the Zoloft because I was looking into it and I had a lot of the symptoms. And I was trying to tell the people at the ER and they didn't give a fuck. They really didn't care. So my suicidal ass finally decided, you know what, let's instead of trying to kill ourselves, although I was still also thinking about that, let's get some shit done. So I scheduled a doctor's appointment. So this is where we really start shit and where I really start getting mad. So look, my primary care physician is wonderful. I love my primary care doctor. So anything I have to say after this point really has nothing to do with her because I am going to have a generalized doctor rant. So I just want you guys to know that this does not have to do with my primary care. She is really good. So I went to see her. Now I haven't seen her in a couple of years just because I usually don't get sick or anything like that. I sometimes feel like I'm sick because my fibro will mimic flu-like symptoms, but they go away rather quickly, so I never really need to go see the doctor. So I go and see her. I'm a little nervous because I haven't seen her in years, and I only saw her once when when I actually got her. I saw her one time, and then she referred me to specialists because that's what I needed at the time. So I go and I see her. I'm kind of nervous, and then we're talking, and I remember that she is an angel. So I'm telling her about what happened in the ER, and I'm telling her, I need to see my neurologist, I need to do this, I need to do that, and she listened very carefully to my health concerns. She got me a new gynecologist. That is a separate horrible story as to why I needed a gynecologist. I don't think it's relevant to this, but I may make a video as to why I needed a new gynecologist and what's going on with that right now, because I just feel like that's a totally separate issue, but we can talk about it. It just needs its own fucking video. Which I will make because I just want to get a general warning out about something to do with that. Anyways, so back on topic. She got me a new gynecologist, referred me to my neurologist, and a hearing specialist. The hearing specialist, I'm not really going to go over. Long story short, I have slight hearing loss in my left ear, and it makes it very hard sometimes because I listen a lot with my left ear. So I'm getting a hearing aid basically. Anyways, back on topic. So here's where things get dumb. So I go see her. That goes great, right? She's caring, she's understanding. She gets me a blood work panel, test my thyroid, all this other stuff because I'm just having so many symptoms, right? a lot of shit is going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on with me. And at this point, I'm on Cymbalta. And I don't even know that the Cymbalta is fucking me up. I have no bloody idea. So, we get me all set up for all these appointments. Go see the hearing specialist, the neurologist, fucking neck and shoulder, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, go see everybody, basically, right? And my doctor had also diagnosed me with a neck condition, which I will put on the screen. 'Cause, bitch, I don't fucking remember what it's called or how to pronounce that. Not happening. I'll just put it on the damn screen. Anyway, so, we'll fast forward to the neurology appointment, right? So I've gone to all my other appointments, and they went pretty well, and they're all for separate things, right? I go to the neurologist, and I was excited at first because I liked my neurologist. I had only seen her once, but she had been fucking very helpful, you know? We get there. I'm talking to her. I have a list of worsening symptoms, so symptoms that have gotten worse between the last time I saw her and now, and new symptoms, right? And I tell her about all these new symptoms. I tell her everything that's going on, including the horrible fucking seizure-like symptoms that I'm having, right? Just, I tell her that, and she goes, types it down, never brings it up again. Fucking never. I also tell her, hey, look, I think I might have trigeminal neuralgia because my mom has it. It runs in my fucking family. And I keep having this symptom where my face it just starts itching. Just, oh my God, to an insane amount. Like, I will be sitting here on the couch, like, patting my fucking face. You know, like, obviously it's not a problem today because I have makeup on. I'm not putting fucking makeup on if my face is reacting like that. You know what I mean? Anyways, it'll get extremely itchy. It'll feel like it's burnt. See, now my face is itchy just because I mentioned it. You know, because, you know, sometimes you can set that stuff off by just thinking about it. Anyways, so I'll be sitting on the couch just fucking with my face burning and itching and just, oh my God. And at one point I had called my mother in hysterics because my face was actually physically hurting. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to have what you have. You know, like, and so my mom's like, bring it up to your neurologist. Fucking just bring it up. She did nothing. Fucking nothing. Like, she poked me a bunch. Literally what happened is I told her my symptoms. I told her I had another concern. And this woman just fucking pokes me a couple times and goes, oh, yeah, I don't think you have trigeminal neuralgia, and there's nothing else wrong with you either. You're just having a really bad fibromyalgia flare-up. So I'm having a year-long flare-up. Thanks, great. You're doing a great fucking job. You're doing great. No. I'm sorry. I left that doctor office about 2 seconds from strangling that woman. And then it got worse, by the way. It got fucking worse. So we're sitting there, right? And we're talking to her. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do medication-wise? The Cymbalta's not working. And she just tells me to go fucking see my RA. And I'm like, why the fuck would I see my RA? Because, see, at this point, I wasn't seeing my RA for my fibro. I didn't even know you went to see an RA for your fibro. I had an RA because I thought I had literal rheumatoid arthritis. I went to see him one fucking time to see if I had that. He said I didn't. He tested for some other stuff, and I didn't have it. I didn't see this man for my fibro. Fucking at all. And now I'm being told, oh yeah, you just wasted money to come see your neurologist to be told, guess what? I'm not going to treat your fucking fibro. Go see your RA. And then I just got more pissed off because I'm like, okay, Well, how do I tell if I need to see you or my RA? How do I know if it's fibro or not? Like, if I have a new different concern, which is what I'm trying to express to you, do I go see you or do I go see my RA? And she's like, oh, you should see both just to be safe. No, you just want my money. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting aggressive on this video, but I'm pissed off. This woman is like, oh, well, you should just see both of us. No, I'm not going to go see your fucking ass if you're just going to tell me it's fibro and then send me off to my RA doctor. Like, I'm sorry. No, don't fucking take my money and then spend zero time listening to me and then poke me a couple times and just tell me it's my fibro. She did shit about my face, did not even touch my face, fucking didn't do an MRI, did absolutely shit nothing, and just told me it was my fibro. Trying to stay calm. Little hard. Okay, so another thing that made me really pissed off is that my husband, right, where he works, I'm not gonna say where he works. It's not really my right to say that, and I don't want him to get fired if they don't like my channel or something. Where he works, they have intermittent FMLA. So basically, if I, for some reason, need him to take care of me, need him to take me to an appointment, need him to take me home real quick, whatever it is, he gets paid leave to do that. All he has to do is, like, go online, be like, I'm gone from this time to this time, or I'm off all day, and he will be paid to, you know, not be at work and to assist me. So, and, like, I'm sorry, I'm just still, anyways, so it was time to renew that, right? You have to renew it yearly, and we had already had issues renewing it to begin with. And so my husband brings it up to my neurologist, and we're like, look, we just need, you know, someone to sign these papers, no big deal, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, your primary care physician would do that. And bitch, I immediately thought there was something wrong with what she was saying about that, because they want the specialist who has diagnosed you and treats your condition to sign those papers. They're not going to want some shit from your primary care doctor if they're not the ones treating that. So I was already real suspicious about this. So instead of just sending those FMLA papers off to my primary care doctor, I emailed her and I said, hey, look, this is what my neurologist said. Is this true? Guess fucking what? That was a fucking lie. My primary care physician cannot fill out those papers. She's not allowed to fill out those papers. She can't do shit about those papers. At all. So you know who can? My fucking RA. My RA that I've seen one fucking time. And my neurologist couldn't even tell me that. My neurologist was like, guess what? You're going to go see your RA. Fuck off. So I got a little sidetracked though. I just realized I didn't tell you what happened with the medications. So I'm talking to my neurologist, right? And I'm like, fuck, I just need something. The Cymbalta is not working. This isn't working. What do I do? And she's just like, oh, well, you're going to want to see your RA. And I'm like, you can't fucking do anything. You can't fucking prescribe me something. Now, mind you, I was much nicer. I usually, when I'm in a doctor's office, I'm not like this. I'm calm. I try to be nice because I understand that, you know, doctors can't do everything. And that yelling at them doesn't necessarily make anything happen. So I'm trying to be really nice about this, but I'm just trying to tell her, look, I need something. I need to do something. I keep having to call out of work at this point. Like, I was working, at the Walmart deli, and it's an easy job. It's a fucking easy job. I kept having to call out. If I have to call out of a job that is that dumb easy, there is a fucking problem. And especially me, because I'm the type of person who doesn't feel like if I'm pushing myself too hard, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not trying hard enough. Like, I have a complex about not working hard enough because my dad is a lazy fuck, and, like, I just can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it, and I want to be nothing like him. So now I have a complex about how hard I'm working. It's very debilitating. Don't worry, I have a therapist. We're working on it. Anyways. So, I go... I'm like, look, is there nothing you can do? Blah, blah, blah. And she just keeps telling me to go see my RA. And she tells me, oh, well, you can play with your medication. You can try taking a little bit more and then let your RA know if that worked, blah, blah, blah. Look, I wasn't expecting her to, fucking change my Cymbalta or anything like that because my RA did prescribe that to me. I was hoping maybe we could switch to something else, because it's clearly not fucking working. And I'm sorry, but if a medication stops working for me after like 2 weeks, I don't need to be on it, because that means my tolerance level for it is going to be really small. It means that I'm going to have to go up like this, and it's going to be real dangerous, and I don't fucking want to deal with it. Because medications usually, for me, will last longer than they do for most people before I have to go up. So if I'm taking a medication and it works great for 2 weeks and then nothing, like literally nothing for like a month, and I'm telling you, look, what the fuck? And you're just like, yeah, just try taking more of it. On top of that, it's Cymbalta. Okay, look, not a lot of people take Cymbalta, but I'm going to tell you right fucking now, it is not the kind of medication you need to play with. It is not the kind of medication that you just try taking a higher dose. You don't just go, hey, look, I'm going to take, just keep raising your dose once a week until you get to the level you want. No, you don't play with that shit. And my neurologist is telling me to play with it. To fucking just find a dose that works and then tell my RA that works and whatever. Oh my God, is that dangerous? Shit. So, I'm pissed off. She will not help me with this horrible, look, she's telling me to my face, my fibromyalgia is worse and I'm having a horrible flare-up, a really long, horrible flare-up. And she does absolutely fuck shit all for me. Fuck shit all. Doesn't make any recommendations. Doesn't even try to prescribe me anything. Doesn't try to be like, maybe you should see an acupuncturist. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that. Like, look, I don't feel like when you see a doctor, it all has to be about medication. Give me something, though. Give me some kind of recommendation. At least note it on my fucking goddamn file that I am now worse. Fucking do something. Do fucking something. And she didn't. She did fuck all. Alright? Fuck all. And so then I'm like, great, now I'm pissed off. And then I get pissed off more because my PCP is like, yeah, no, she lied to you. I can't fucking do that. Guess what? All of these people are in the same network. It's Kaiser Permanente, by the way. So, yeah, it's worse. It's not like it's one doctor who's like in a totally different office as your primary care and they're saying, oh, your primary care should be able to deal with that. No, they all work for the same fucking company. They all work for the same fucking insurance. Oh my God. Why you fucking lie? So, I schedule with my RA, right? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to get an appointment with my RA. And I reach out to my RA, right? And I reach out to my RA and I explain to him what the fuck is going on, because I also need to hear that my husband's claim is going to be accepted, because he's already stayed home quite often to take care of me. And so not only is he not getting paid for that, on top of that, it then counts against him. Because with the temporary FMLA, or the intermittent leave, it also excuses any kind of points, any kind of absences that he would occur due to that. So he's taking care of me several times. He's got points racking up. He needs fucking approval, right? I'm already fucking sick and tired of all this bullshit. So I tell my RA, and I've got to tell you, my RA is not great at knowing anything about fibromyalgia, but he's a nice guy. He's a fucking nice guy. My neurologist is a fuck all piece of shit who doesn't want to do her job. But I've been trying to be nice. Oh my God, anytime I talk to my therapist or that, I'm like, look, I know doctors, they see a lot of people, and they're going through a lot, and blah, 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 blah. But look, I paid for you to pay attention to me for 45 minutes, and you did fuck all. Okay? Like, it's because I have a copay. You getting your ass paid, bitch. Don't even with me. Like, ooh, mama. Ooh, mama. Alright? So, anyways. But my RA, he's a sweet guy. He's really nice, and he tries to understand. So he emails me back, and he's like, cool, just send me the papers, and once we get your appointment out of the way, because I haven't seen you in so long, I'll sign them and get them sent in, no big deal. So I'm like, sweet, awesome, cool, just groovy. So, on top of that, I'm explaining to him, I think I have another issue, right? And he sends me something to check off, like it's a list of symptoms, so he can tell if it is anything that he would be able to look into and treat. So I scheduled that appointment. It was like a month out. It was just the soonest I could get it. And in the meantime, I had another horrible fucking seizure-like attack. And this was not just, like, for a couple of hours. It was off and on for an entire day. And at the end of the day, I am drained, exhausted, and just so out of it. And it's really late, and my husband and I decide if I still have this problem in the morning, we're going to go to urgent care. We're not going to go to fucking goddamn the ER ever again unless somebody's bleeding profusely. And then I can go to Kaiser Permanente urgent care and get some assistance, hopefully. So the next morning, at first I think I'm fine, and then I'm fucking not. So we go to urgent care. And look, when I go to urgent care, I am very skeptical. I feel like I'm not going to get help. I feel like I'm just going to be sent off like the ER. That was the best fucking urgent care doctor I have ever seen in my entire life. She came in and look, I've gone to Kaiser Permanente urgent care before, and I was treated like shit. I was treated like my concerns were nothing, and that was for a totally separate issue. I had gotten like a blow to my stomach, so we were worried I might have internal bleeding. I had called the hotline and everything, and they told me to go over there. I was treated like shit the whole time, so I wasn't expecting much from going to the Kaiser Permanente urgent care. But I go, and the doctor on duty is, oh my God, I wish she could be my primary care doctor. I like my primary care doctor, but oh, fuck God, this woman was amazing. She was so sweet, so caring, so understanding. Look, I don't expect my doctor to be just the most caring, sweet person in the world. As long as you do your job and you get the tests run, you get my specialist, you do what you need to do, you really actually look into my issues, you can be a grumpy old motherfucker for all I care. If you just do your damn job, I don't care. You don't have to treat me like I'm somebody special. As long as you are actually trying to fucking help me. So we go in, and this woman, this sweet fucking woman, she comes in the room and she's like, sweetheart, I just looked at your file and I am so sorry. You are going through so much. And she sits down and she talks to us for quite a while. And my husband shows her a video of what's going on. Because under the recommendation of my doctor, we had recorded, or he had recorded, I should say, sessions of my tremor / seizure-like symptoms. And yeah, she was, and I was telling her, everybody just keeps telling me it's fibro, it's fibromyalgia, it's fibro. And she's watching it and she's like, oh, that is definitely not just fibromyalgia. And she sympathized. She's so fucking sweet. And she's like, look, let me make some fucking calls. So she calls the neurologist on duty. Now, mind you, it's hilarious because all of the neurologists work in the same building. They all work in the same building. So they already know who my neurologist is. And she's like, no, we need to get you a different neurologist. We're not calling your neurologist. That's not happening. So she calls a different neurologist. And they're like, yeah, that definitely doesn't sound like fibro, blah, blah, blah. So she comes back in and she sets up an appointment with a new neurologist for me. And she also gives me, I honestly don't remember what it was called, but it's a very mild muscle relaxant to help with the tremors I'm having. It was really the most she could do at the time, and that is perfectly fine with me. And it really did help. Like, I was able to just go home and sleep. And start to actually, recover. So, she was so kind. Like, so kind, so sweet, so understanding. She really actually did her job. She didn't just go, oh, it's your fibro, go the fuck home. So, the neurologist, though, so look, he was much better than my first neurologist, but still I don't feel like he really wanted to 100% do his job. Like, he still did way better, mind you. Full props. He listened. I showed him the video. And he was like, yeah, that's definitely not fibro. He's like, it's not a seizure either. And he started asking me questions. And he was like, well, how was your childhood? How's your current marriage? Stuff like that, which was kind of startling. Like, why is my neurologist asking me this kind of stuff? And he goes, look, I think you might have severe PTSD. These symptoms are in line with that. It can cause very, very physical, very bad physical symptoms. Because I was telling him just briefly that my childhood wasn't great. And so he was like, yeah, you might have this. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll bring it up to my therapist because I was getting a new therapist. And only because, I liked my last therapist. I actually loved my last therapist, but she actually moved. So she didn't work with Kaiser anymore. It was sad. So I had to get a new therapist. And I was like, I'll bring it up to my psychologist and my new therapist. It's, see if we can't start working on that and working on maybe diagnosing that if it's a thing. Because I'm pretty sure that's not something you just diagnose overnight. It's probably like years of sessions and stuff. Anyways, but then he tells me, oh, I don't think you need any kind of tests. I don't think you need any kind of imaging. And I was really frustrated because one of the things that I fucking hate is that I keep telling all these people that there's something going on. and that I want certain tests run. And look, I don't have to pay out of pocket for these tests. They can be scheduled easily. Just fucking easily. Like, my husband's primary physician scheduled him an MRI just because he was having some weird pressure in his head. Like, thankfully he's okay, but his doctor just immediately scheduled him an MRI just for peace of mind. And it was her suggestion, not his. She was like, I don't think there's anything going on, but just for peace of mind, let's schedule you an MRI. You know, like, fucking So I'm like, look, I think I need to have an MRI on my head. I'm serious. I think I need to. And he's like, well, I don't think you need to. And I was like, look, let's just do it for peace of mind, you know, because I know he has to. I know if I request it, he has to do it. Well, not really has to. Basically, he can. He just fucking doesn't want to. And I'm like, just schedule it for peace of mind. Just fucking schedule it for peace of mind. So I finally got him to do that. And so that's where we are currently. My MRI is actually Sunday. It is Saturday now, so tomorrow actually. Yeah, my MRI is tomorrow. And look, if nothing comes of it, cool, awesome, good. Peace of mind. If not, at least I find, like, if something happens, at least I was like, look, bitch, I told you so. Can we finally fix the problem? And I saw my new therapist, not this week, but the week before. Oh my god, I love him. He's so good. We talked about, you know, where we want to go with my treatment and what we want to do. We did speak on PTSD a little bit, because obviously that's not something we're diagnosing right now or anytime soon. But, you know, I told him what my neurologist said, basically. So, you know, he knows that that's a thing to maybe look out for. And I also stopped the Cymbalta quite a while ago. I finally said fuck it and just stopped taking it. Not cold turkey, mind you. I stepped down because Cymbalta is a very serious drug. You can't just stop taking it. So I very slowly stepped down from it. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm doing so much fucking better. So much fucking better, you know, because I've been off of it for like a month, almost 2 months now, and I'm doing so much better, just so much fucking better. All I'm taking is my trazodone at night to sleep, and I'm having no problems with that. So I'm doing a lot better. I have a therapist, and I'm getting an MRI tomorrow, and either the MRI is just going to, you know, help me feel comfortable and help me feel like, okay, cool, I don't have a fucking tumor in my brain. or it's going to point something out and we can finally maybe find out if something else is going on top of my fibro. But basically, it's just been very frustrating. I thought all I'd have to do is schedule an appointment with my primary care doctor, see my neurologist, and then get some tests done, and maybe put on a different medication. It was not that simple. It was pulling teeth and screaming into the abyss and everything else. I did see my RA. He was very nice. He agreed to take me off the Cymbalta. He did suggest Lyrica, but he didn't immediately prescribe it either. He sent me the information for it and said, go ahead and read through this, and then if you decide you want to, let me know. And I was reading through the Lyrica, and I don't think I can take it. So I'm not going to try to take it. And so that's where we are currently. It was just hard to get there. And I still feel like nothing's really solved. But I guess I maybe have a direction I'm going. Oh my god. You know? Something. Alright, guys. Well, thanks for listening to me ramble on about my health. I believe the next video we're going to do that is not a nighttime bedtime stories. I think my next video is next one should be bedtime stories. If you like that series, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so I know that you're into that and that you want me to continue with it. The next video after that should be us talking about sleep, chronic pain and sleep, because I've been struggling some with it lately, even with my trazodone. So I decided that's what I want to talk about next. So yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want more from me. Hit the bell. I don't fucking know what you need to do with the bell. I think you're supposed to like click on it and put always or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. It's dumb. YouTube is dumb. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or will have a better day. And if you are not currently having a good day, I really hope that very soon you can have the best day that you are physically able to. And I hope you get some relief from your pain. You guys have a wonderful day.